What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another NFL Picks video. We are officially to week 5. I can't believe it's already 5 weeks into the season. I feel like this season has absolutely flown by. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I was really shocked when I stuck up my hand today and thought a quarter of the season is already over, and a lot of things did not turn out like I thought so far.
Anyways, yeah, this season has been flying by. By the way, is that a new shirt?
No, I've actually had this one for quite some time. I don't know why I pulled it out of the closet today.
Dude, well,
Felt appropriate.
this is the most appropriate thing I could add to It's in the Blood lore. We've got Zach Wilson season, baby.
Yeah, I had to do a double take a few minutes ago when you sat down. I thought Zach Wilson put a little dye in his hair and got fired from the Jets.
Bro, I just know me and Zach Wilson will be best friends, man. Like, I just know it. I love that guy, and I can't wait to sport him all week long as he plays my division rival, the Denver Broncos. And I've got a lot to say about that game. We will get to it. But first things first, if you would like to join our Pick'em League and do better than we do each and every week, well, at least me, because I'm the most inconsistent weekly picker of all time, the link's in the description. It's on CBS, it's completely free, and I enjoy looking to see what kind of decisions you guys make. Also, if you haven't yet, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that good jazz. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Tell us how we're wrong, because you know what? Sometimes we need it. And so, with all that out of the way, let's get into our first game of the week. It's Thursday night football. We've got the Chicago Bears, 0-4 Chicago Bears, heading to take on the Washington Comanches.
I really think this game might be a little bit more competitive than what everybody else is going to think. I think Justin Fields played great football against the Broncos last week. Almost got the dub. The same thing goes for Washington. Sam Howell played great. Almost got the dub against Philly on the road. But you know what? I really feel that in this game, that Washington defensive line is definitely going to be more problems for Justin Fields than Denver was. And I think they're going to shut him completely down. Sam Howell continues to improve, and the Washington Commanders go to 3-2.
I just feel like I should have saved this jersey, but it felt like a good day to debut it. But we need to get you a Sam Howell jersey as well, because, like, not only is Zach Wilson my boy, that's your boy over there. I don't have it in here with me, but I do have something for It's in the Blood to see to give to you. The Commanders, they played a really good football game against a really good football team. And I honestly, if it were me, I would have went for a 2-point conversion on that last touchdown. I think they might have won the game. They were having a lot of success towards the end. Shout out to them. Shout out to Justin Fields having a career game, first 300-yard passing game of his career. He had a couple touchdowns, one mistake in the second half, and second half pretty much was all Broncos at that point. But I love the Commanders in this matchup. I love their defense. Their offense has been consistent. Yeah, they had a bad game against the Bills, but if you take that one away and look at all their other games, they've been able to score points. They've been able to move the football. They've been able to run the football, and their defense is just playing better as a whole this season. So I like the Commanders here.
Cool. I'm with you 100%.
Next game, our second London game in a row. We've got the Jags versus Bills, and I'm going to go first on this one because I do want to hear what you have to say, but I don't want whatever you have to say to change where my brain's going with this. Jacksonville stayed in London, so they've had 2 weeks that they've been over there. The Bills coming off a massive win against the Dolphins, and they've been on a complete hot streak. But I just want to touch on the last time these two teams met. This Jacksonville team was not very good, and they held the Bills to like 3 points. It was a really strange game that nobody saw coming, a couple years ago. But I really feel like the Jags, having a big fan base in London, not having to travel to this game and just being there really helps them. But with that being said, They did look better against Atlanta last week, but something feels a little off about them still. Like they haven't quite figured it out. And, we talked about this, the other day when we did our recap. Something's wrong with the Jags, but I don't know what it is. So I am going to take the Bills, but I like the Jags as an upset here. Like I like the possibility. Like it feels like it could happen, but I'm not going to pick against the Bills until they kind of lay an egg and we see it, right? So I can't pick against them yet.
Week 1 Buffalo was not the Buffalo Bills team we expected. They are playing up to their potential right now. Flying overseas is tough, but in my best estimation, still, I would rather have a jet-lagged Josh Allen over Trevor Lawrence, even though he had a tough week in a divisional match against the Jets where he threw 3 picks and admittedly was trying to push too hard. Since then has really settled in and put up some stellar numbers against some decent defenses. I think this is a no-brainer. I like the Bills in England. I agree with you 100%.
But I am on upset watch about that one. Like that's one of the few games that I'm like, I will not be surprised if Doug Peterson leads this team to an upset. On to our next ugly game. We've got the Baltimore Ravens heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Baltimore 3-1, Pittsburgh 2-2. I'm gonna go first on this one as well because I have got very, very little to say about it. I don't trust the Steelers offense. I don't care that they're at home. They can't score as many points as Baltimore usually does. I like this to be a very low, probably a 1-score game, but I just can't see Baltimore losing.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna take the Ravens.
I was going to say, I look at that very much the same way. And Kenny Pickett is still a little hurt. I'm not sure how hurt he really is. I know he's got a bone bruise in his knee. I love the Steelers defense. And, this is one of those games that I might bite my tongue on because for no good reason, Pittsburgh might win this game. Lamar Jackson's playing within himself. He's getting a few weapons back this week. I hear Marlon Humphrey might play and OBJ might play. So they're starting to rebuild their roster from injury. I'm going to say it. I'll take Baltimore on the road. Normally, I would take Pittsburgh on this game, but give me Baltimore.
Normally, I would also take Pittsburgh on this game, but their offense is so bad. On to the next, the Battle of the Kitty Cats. This game is kind of interesting. We've got the Panthers heading to the Lions. I'll let you go ahead.
Carolina is really in a find itself type of mode. They're a new team, new coach, new quarterback. Everything is really new. I've seen glimpses of them starting to put it together a little bit, but just not quite yet. I think they may show out for a half and may play some decent football for a little while. This Detroit team has got way too much energy, too much heart, and Jared Goff is playing almost on an MVP scale, honestly, since the last 10 weeks of last year going into this season. I really like the Lions at home.
So the last time these two teams met, which wasn't all that long ago, the Panthers did upset the Lions in a big way. I want to see that type of game again. Not saying I want to see the Lions lose. I just want to see this to be an exciting matchup. The Lions offense is already really good, and now they get Jamison Williams back, and that just makes them even better. I don't feel good about this Panthers team. Their run game isn't where it needs to be, and Bryce Young is still in the development stages. He was not as NFL ready as most people had him being. Detroit can get it done at home. I like to see the Lions get right, start their season off 4-1. Next game we've got, this one is freaking awesome. This is awesome. We've got the Houston Texans heading to Atlanta. Keep in mind, kind of tough place to play in to take on the Falcons.
Yeah, I really felt like this was kind of a coin flip game. Desmond Ridder gets to come back home where he's a little more comfortable and play against the Houston team that starts a rookie quarterback. It feels like it's a good place for Arthur Smith in Atlanta to step up and continue their progression. But right now, I think I'm going to go with a hot hand. I'm going to take C.J. Stroud, who's on a record pace for a rookie, and that upstart Houston Texans with DeMeco Ryans defense in there. I really like the way they're playing football right now. Give me the Texans on the road.
This is the one game, maybe out of 2 or 3 total, that I thought we would defer on. I was convinced you had faith in your home team right here, but I'm with you 100%. The Texans have a lot more yards per game. Their defenses are kind of playing right around the same level. The Texans score a lot more points than the Falcons do, and that's the difference here. Do I think this Falcons deal will slow them down? Yeah, I do, but I still think they've got the ability to put up more points. I was so nervous about this young QB in CJ Stroud playing for this team behind a line that's not been healthy and pretty much non existent. But their starting left tackle might not play in this game, but he didn't play last week against the Steelers either, and they put up 30 points. So if you can do that with a broken O line, I'm looking at you, Daniel Jones. If this rookie can do that, I think he can beat anybody. So I've got the Texans on the road to get the dub. Next game, I think this might be one of the ugliest matches of the week, outside of probably the Baltimore and Steelers game. We've got the Saints heading to New England to take on the Patriots.
Yeah, I really initially looked at this game back when and thought it's going to be a really good game. I don't think it's going to be such a good game, even with Alvin Kamara, even with all the weapons that New Orleans has. I just feel like Belichick's going to get the home dub in this one. I think they've been embarrassed. I think they've looked bad. J.C. Jackson's back in the building. Christian Gonzalez is out with a torn labrum, and Matthew Judon is also out. Everything looks like everything's trending bad for New England, and that's the only reason why I think they're going to win. Give me the Pats at home.
I'm just so tired of this team, honestly. And my thinking, and to keep it short and sweet, no Matthew Judon and Christian Gonzalez. I don't care if JC Jackson's back in the building. I watched him for this season and the last year. Obviously, he was a little hurt here and there, but do absolutely nothing when he's supposed to be a star who got a star paycheck. Derek Carr's getting a big break and not having Matthew Judon in his face every other play of the game. And so I think they're going to be able to get a little bit more offense. Do I think they're going to run the football well? Probably not, because it doesn't matter who's on the field for the Patriots defense. You don't get to just go run on them. But I'm going to take the Saints, maybe just to defer with you, but I've given up on the Patriots until they show me that they can score more than 3 points in a game. Next game we got, and this game screams trap game, but I don't think anyone should fall for it. We've got the Giants heading to Miami to take on the Dolphins.
If all things being equal, I think Miami's offense can definitely outscore their defense. Too many weapons in Miami. The running game has really been kicked up with Achane and Mostert. I can't say his name correctly, but there's lots of open receivers in that passing game. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill seem to be open all the time. I just can't see any way that I can find for the Giants to win this game in Miami. Go ahead and give me the Dolphins.
I think the biggest embarrassing thing about this whole situation is that they have Miami at minus 11 when it should be Miami minus 24 at least. I think it's an insult to the Dolphins, but that's another reason why I said it screams trap game. It's over 10-point spread in the NFL. Those usually are the ones where the money gets trapped somewhere. Give me the Dolphins to cover the spread by at least 2. Next game, we got a divisional matchup in the AFC South. We've got the Titans heading to the Colts. Both teams 2-2. Actually, the whole division is 2-2.
Yeah, I really not surprised about the Titans' performance against Cincinnati last week at home. Titans are a much different team on the road. This Indianapolis Colt team has proven they can come back. They have proven that they can defend and put up zeros when they have to. And Anthony Richardson's coming along a little faster than I thought he would and doing a pretty good job. I like the Colts at home in this game.
I agree with you on most of that. But I'm going to go with history on this one. And I cannot tell you the last time. I cannot even remember the last time that the Colts beat the Titans. It's had to have been at least 3 seasons back. minimum. So that's 6 games in a row. The Colts have had a lot of tests. They've had the Rams, they've had the Ravens. They've played some good football teams. Anthony Richardson has not played against the Titans. I know what it's like watching a Colts game with a Colts fan going and playing against the Titans. They don't expect to win. Like, this is a home game. You would hope they'd be able to with the way they're being played. I'm going to take the Titans here. I think Anthony Richardson, this will be his real first test. Next, on to our first 4 o'clock game. I'll go first, so you have the floor to talk. We've got the Cincinnati Bengals heading to the desert to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Both teams 1-3. The Cardinals played 3 full quarters against the 49ers, and then, like we said the other day, the Niners kind of slept away. The Bengals, oh, well, they got their ass kicked by the Titans. There's no other way to word what happened there. And don't feel bad, Bengals fans. I know I'm a Chiefs fan, but that happens to us every other time we play the Titans. So don't feel bad. It's almost an identical score, 27-3 or 24-3 every time, even with Patrick Mahomes. Every other meeting looks like that for us, so don't feel that bad. The Bengals are favored to win in this matchup on the road. I don't know why. Honestly, I have no idea why. I haven't got a lot to say because I want to let you talk about it. But my thing is if you make Joe Burrow play in this game and you guys lose, he better be on IR for the rest of the season, honestly, until he's 100% healthy. The Bengals have to win this game. Like, they don't have a choice. They have to. Like I said the other day as well, I'm not picking them until they show me that they can win or that they care about their quarterback. I'm going to take the Cardinals at home, who've played a little bit more respectable football recently, and they make a little bit better decisions. Bengals, I hope you win. I hope you get things right. I don't trust you right now. Now you can have the floor. It's all you.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs. I've said it. We've talked about it. Being traded for and Colt McCoy released was a very good decision by Jonathan Gannon. This defense is very, very respectable. This offense just seems to find ways to get it done. Do I really think that this Arizona team is better than my Bengals? I really don't. However, I do think they are playing better than them. With all that being said, this is a do or die situation for Cincinnati. If they lose this game, like Alex said, Joe Burrow needs to be on IR. He should have been on IR already. But if they lose this game, the season's pretty much lost at 4 losses, and rest him until he's healed. I hope that's the plan if they lose, but I got to take the Bengals, and I'll donate a game back this week.
Good luck, Bengals. I'm on your side. I just have lost a little faith, and so hopefully you prove me wrong. Next game we've got is the Eagles, who, like I said, went into overtime with the Commanders, heading to take on the Rams.
Wow, this game here really feels like Matthew Stafford has an opportunity. The secondary of the Eagles has not been playing perfect, and he has been ripping apart with Puka. I think
Cooper
Cooper
Kupp's
Kupp is
back in the
back this
building.
week.
He's
Cooper
back in the
Kupp is
building.
back. Everything screams that they've got a great opportunity, except for the fact that, and this might be Philadelphia's first loss of the year. It really might.
I'm with
But
you.
in the sake of wanting to win the pick'em, I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think they're still a little bit more of a complete team. There's no home field advantage in LA. Give me Jalen Hurts and the Eagles.
I'm struggling so hard with this. Because I want to just take the Eagles and call it a day, but the way this Rams defense has been playing, honestly, they allow less points, they allow less yards, but they're not playing against a stronger opponent. So I have to take that into consideration. Do I think that the Rams can upset the one of the 2 only undefeated teams left? Yeah, I do. I'm going to take the Eagles, but I'm holding my breath on this one because I feel like I don't even trust this Rams team, but I feel like they could do it. The Commanders were this close. All they got to do is watch that tape, right? Like, and They were this close. I'm going to take the Eagles, but I like the Rams to stay in this one.
Hey, really fast before we move on, with Aaron Donald blocking up the middle, do you think the tush push works against the Rams?
Yeah, I do, because the Eagles on the year have 91% success rate, and the rest of the league combined has like a 46% success rate of doing the exact same thing. They're 10 for 11 this year, so somebody stopped them. So I guess it is possible. Next game we got is my boys, the Kansas City Chiefs, heading to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. The Chiefs 3-1, Vikings 1-3. The big thing about this one, I'm going to take the Chiefs. Let's get that out of there. But the big thing is, if the Chiefs are to win this game, Patrick Mahomes will be the fastest quarterback to ever beat all 31 teams, not 32 because he's still with Kansas City, but he'll be the fastest quarterback to ever beat all 31 teams.
I like this game as being a fun game to watch.
I feel the same.
Last week, Kansas City went to New York. Patrick Mahomes was not quite on his game. He was going for a little too much. Minnesota does not have that defense in their secondary. Do I think Kansas City's secondary might be the weakest part of their defense? It might be. So, therefore, I think we might see a good bit of points in this game. But I can't, in good conscience, pick Minnesota at home after the way they've lost games this year. Give me Kansas City on the road and give me the over.
On the bright side for Kansas City, most of our guys, we were missing like 7 guys on Sunday Night Football. Mostly were on the defense, but all these guys are practicing this week, including Nick Bolton and Jalen Watson. I don't know if they'll play, but hopefully they are getting right, especially both those two. I think there's only like 3 guys on our injury report this week, which is so much better than the last 2 weeks. And so I like to see our defense play a little bit tighter this week, but when you got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison running wild all over the field, points will be scored. They will pick up yards. It could be a shootout game. Who knows? It should be a good game. I like the Chiefs on the road, though. I trust Patrick Mahomes versus the Vikings defense more than I trust Kirk Cousins versus the Chiefs defense. This is the best defense we've had while having Patrick Mahomes, so I like our chances here. Next game, we got the game of the week. We have Nathaniel Hackett versus Sean Payton. The whole offseason argument, all of the nasty things Sean Payton said about Nathaniel Hackett, he gets to go out there and try to back that up, which the Jets look a lot better than the Broncos this year. I don't care what anybody says. Also, we got my boy Zach Wilson coming off a huge game against the Chiefs where he did have one mistake, the one fumble, which is not a usual mistake for him. He played a lot better football against, and now they're going up against an even worse defense in Denver. So I like to see my boy take the next big step forward and get the job done. And Nathaniel Hackett's gonna probably say some things across the field to Sean Payton, and we might see 2 weeks in a row of coaches getting fouled in this game. Give me the Jets. Give me the Jets by 14, bro.
Well, I knew this was one game that we were going to differ on completely and totally.
Go ahead.
Zach Wilson played.
Go ahead and take the Broncos. Go ahead and take them.
Zach Wilson played out of his mind at home in that game and still couldn't win the game.
That wasn't his fault.
They are on the road. It's a much different environment. I do not think that he can put out the same offensive output in Denver. Although Denver's been horrible this year, Russ has not been bad.
You want to hear something that might maybe change your mind?
Sure.
So I forgot in the first 4 weeks that Breece Hall was on a pitch count. I forgot. I was like, why aren't they giving him the ball every play? Well, he is fully able to go. They can hand it to him every single offensive snap they want now. So he's going to be number one. And against that Broncos defense, Oh, yeah. Give me Breece Hall over the Broncos defense, which is going to make Zach Wilson's job even easier.
Man, I love your confidence. I know why you're doing it, and I understand it completely. But I am still taking the Broncos at home because Zach Wilson is still the number 32 ranked quarterback of starters, and he's the most inconsistent.
Listen, Russell Wilson hasn't even played against a real defense yet this year. That's why he looks good. Miami's defense is not that great. It's probably the best one, right? But they have had Chicago, they've had the Raiders, and they've had the Commanders, and they put up 30 points on the Commanders, but that was week like what 1, 2? They were still figuring it out. Defenses they've gotten better since then.
I like that we're different.
Dude,
I'm
I
sorry.
just can't believe that you're gonna believe in this Denver Broncos team for 1 minute because they got one win against the Bears. All of a
Hey,
sudden, you're Team Bronco.
no, I'm not.
This
I'm
team
just
didn't even win, and I've gone all in on them. See, that's what makes no sense either way. We'll
yeah.
see. We'll see. I can't wait.
The
I
4 o'clock
honestly,
slate is going to be awesome this Sunday.
dude, it's not fair that all four of these teams are gonna play at the same time, and we won't get to see any of them but one. We've got Sunday night football finally, a matchup that everyone wants to see. Things that people have been talking about this game for weeks. We've got the Cowboys coming off a massive win against Bill Belichick's Patriots 38-3, heading to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers, who have had a great season. They're only the second other only undefeated team. Christian McCaffrey had 4 touchdowns last week. They just look good, man. They look great.
Yeah, so the only thing I can say I'm going to say negatively about Dallas really has been the fact that other than playing the Giants on the road, which had nothing for them, they did not look the same in Arizona. San Francisco and Arizona play a very similar style defense. I don't think that Dallas has the firepower. I think Brock Purdy makes too few mistakes. And I really think if they have to lean on the running game in San Fran, that they can do that. They can keep Dallas on their heels. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, though. I think this Dallas defense is good enough to kind of keep them in it. Give me the Niners in a medium scoring game. This might be the first game the Niners don't score 30.
I still think I like the Niners scoring 30 here, but I don't like them scoring much more than that. I put the Cowboys in like a somewhere between 14 and 21 area. The thing is listen, Brock Purdy is not an elite quarterback. I will fight any Niners fan. I don't care that he only had one incomplete pass against the Cardinals. It's really, really easy to do his job. Just don't throw it up there to whoever, right? As long as your target is semi on target, the guys that they have will catch just about anything that gets thrown towards them. Kittle, he'll catch anything. Ayuk, he'll catch anything. McCaffrey, he'll catch anything. Debo Samuel. This team is just built for a quarterback to succeed. I could probably go play quarterback for the Niners. Like, no, I couldn't, but I can't see over their offensive line. But you get my point. I can't trust Dak Prescott for anything. I put Dak Prescott in the bottom half tier of quarterbacks, and Cowboys fans can just scream and cry all they want about that. He is not your savior. Your team is better than he is. Like, just like the Niners, their team is better than Brock Purdy is. So that's why this matchup's interesting. I did see Micah Parsons come up on the injury report with a knee injury. If that dude, for whatever reason, does not play, Dallas definitely has no chance. I'm not saying their defense isn't good without him, but you'll see what it looks like without him. The Niners, their defense is, they give up points. That's why I think the Cowboys will stay in it, right? They might be one of the best defenses in the league, but they do give up points. They give up points to everybody they've played against this year. I just think the Niners are a stronger team, and I don't trust Dak Prescott. And we saw what happened the last time these two teams played against each other. They lined Ezekiel Elliott up as a center when they needed to get into field goal range to even do anything. So give me the Niners, man. Let's just not be silly. If the Cowboys win, I'll respect them. Okay? I'll give them respect. This is their shot to earn any respect from me. But until then, zero, none.
Got it.
Monday Night Football. We've got the Green Bay Packers heading to Vegas to take on the Raiders, and really, they might be like trying to pull off a heist or something to just steal Devontae Adams back while they're there and take him home with them. And I don't think Devontae will fight. I think he might just go.
So let's just look at what's happened so far in Vegas. Jimmy Garoppolo's hurt, big shock. He's thrown 6 interceptions so far this year. Not typical. This team has no direction. They have no culture. Devontae Adams wants out. Josh Jacobs isn't getting any carries. And
Max Crosby wants out.
I mean, it's turned into a dumpster fire. I think, Josh McDaniels is headed back to New England to maybe be defensive coordinator at this point because
he's going to go be a ball boy.
Maybe something else. I just don't see any consistency in Las Vegas. They did come back against the Chargers in the second half last week, but the Chargers are not allowed to seal any games. Brandon Staley will not have it. It has to be a lot closer.
It's just because Brandon Staley is only one step higher of a better quarterback than Josh McDaniels.
So, and therefore, I like Jordan Love to rebound this week. I look for him to have a very consistent game. Aaron Jones, I think that it's going to spread the ball around a little bit. And I think they're going to be able to put up points against this Vegas team, and they're not going to be able to come back. Give me Jordan Love taking another step forward as a starter, and give me the Packers.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Packers do have a lot of injury, which is the weekly concern going into a football game with this team. Very similarly to like the Ravens. I don't think that I'm pretty sure they're not getting Bakhtiari back at all this season. But Elton Jenkins, I think he's trending to play, and that will be a big boost to the offensive line, which they desperately need so they can get their run game back. I think Aaron Jones will be back, and I think Christian Watson with another because they played on Thursday night last week. They've got some extra rest this week. I think they'll look better. They just got smacked in the mouth, and I think they'll rebound against this Chargers team or this Raiders team that's really struggling, giving up a lot of yards and a lot of points. Do I think the Raiders will be able to score at all? Yeah, probably. But I like to think this is going to be like a 24-10 type game. Maybe the Packers don't score that many, and maybe Devontae Adams has a career game against the Packers. All those things are likely. Josh Jacobs hasn't given much hope. Adams has been that whole team. The Packers defense has been semi-respectable with the exception of a few mistakes here and there. So give me the Packers on the road to get back with a positive above 500 record.
Tomorrow's Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. Tomorrow, Thursday Night Football will be in here. Bears versus Commanders. If I had a Commanders, Washington, Redskins, any of those jerseys, I'd be wearing it, man. We need to get you a Sam Howell jersey stat.
I can do that.
Maybe I'll get it for you for Christmas if you don't have one already. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a really weird week of picks. So you could probably agree with me. It's kind of tough. It's getting harder after every week instead of getting easier. So let us know in the comments what you think and who you pick. Who's your upsets? Who's your shocking picks of the week? Let us know. With that being said, we'll be back in here for Thursday Night Football. Come join us. We'll have some fun. We appreciate all of you guys. Papa Blood, you were saying?
Thursday night will be a blast. I know we're going to have a good time. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, copy that. We appreciate you guys. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. That's all we have for you. So we will see you guys on the next one.